Contract law. An agreement enforceable by law is contract. The statement "an agreement enforceable by law is a contract" defines the essence of a contract. Under contract law, not all agreements are contracts, but every contract is an agreement. To better understand this, let's break down the concept. 1. Agreement. An agreement is formed when two or more parties agree on a particular matter and their promises are exchanged. This is essentially an offer by one party and an acceptance by the other. However, not all agreements are contracts. For example, a promise to meet a friend for lunch is an agreement, but it is not a contract because it does not have legal enforceability. 2. Contract. According to the Indian Contract Act, 1872, and similarly in many legal systems worldwide, a contract is defined as an agreement enforceable by law. This means that when an agreement meets certain legal requirements and can be enforced by the courts, it becomes a contract. A contract must include certain essential elements which make it enforceable by law. If these elements are absent, the agreement cannot be considered a contract. 3. Essential elements of a valid contract. To make an agreement enforceable and thus a contract, it must fulfill the following requirements. Offer and acceptance. There must be a lawful offer by one party and a lawful acceptance of the offer by the other party. Intention to create legal relations. The parties must intend to create legal obligations and be bound by the terms of the agreement. Lawful consideration. There must be some value exchanged between the parties, money, service, goods, etc., known as consideration. It must be lawful. Capacity to contract. The parties involved must have the legal ability to enter into a contract, example, being of legal age, sound mind, and not disqualified by law. Free consent. The agreement must be entered into freely, without any coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, or mistake. Lawful object. The purpose or object of the agreement must be lawful and not violate any law or public policy. Certainty and possibility of performance. The terms of the agreement must be clear and it must be possible to fulfill the contract. Legal formalities. If any formalities, like writing, registration, are required by law for a specific type of contract, those must be followed. 4. Legal consequences. If an agreement meets all these essential elements, it is considered a valid contract and it can be enforced in a court of law. If one party fails to fulfill their part of the agreement, the other party can take legal action to enforce the contract. On the other hand, if an agreement lacks one or more of these elements, it may be considered void, unenforceable, or voidable, enforceable at the discretion of one of the parties. Conclusion. In summary, a contract is a legally binding agreement. Not every agreement will automatically become a contract, it must meet the criteria set out in the law. By ensuring all the essential elements are present, the agreement becomes enforceable by law and thus a contract.